Hi, this is MCJT, and this video is an introduction video for RFTools Dimensions on 1.18, and it's also a tutorial for that mod. So RFTools Dimensions is about building dimensions, and the most important device you need from that mod is Dimension Builder, which accepts a dimension tab, which we will explain in a moment, and it will create a dimension. To get to the dimension, you need a teleportation device. A receiver, that's where you end up after teleporting, is automatically placed in the destination dimension, and you need to dial up this one to there. But be careful, you also need a way back. So for that there are different ways, but I use this. You need to charge it up and wait a bit. Once it's ready, you can take it out. You then need to set a destination, for example this one, and now I can teleport at will to this place, and this is very important so that you can get back from your dimensions without the need to die. Okay, so how do we make a dimension? Let's make you start with an empty dimension tab, and yeah, this doesn't work. What you need to do first is to make a dimension from this transaction device. Let's put it over here. It doesn't need power. So basically, this is, with this device you can write your own dimensions, but we're going to start easy. We're going to make a random dimension. Let's call it random 1. There's nothing here, it's just completely random. We don't know what it will be. Let's try it out. So you see it's building now, and it's ready. At this moment you see it has a buffer of 20 million, and it's slowly filling up. It's important that you keep the dimension powered. I think there's a mob spawner down here somewhere. Because if the dimension loses power, bad things will happen. So at this moment it's about halfway there. There is also another thing that you can use, that's dimension monitor. It doesn't work in the overworld, but it shows how much power the dimension has. So the dimension is now fully powered, and you should be careful to chunk load these guys so that they remain powered at all times. Now we can open the dialing device, and we can dial to the new dimension. So that's to the receiver that's created in that dimension. Let's try it out. All right. Okay, so this, yes, chunks are still loading. This is a grid type dimension. We choose something random, so this is completely random. And it's a kind of useless dimension, but yeah, these things can happen. But in any dimension you can find these things, and they're useful because they can give you loot. In this case, a structured dimlet for a desert pyramid. I will explain how you can use those later. But okay, this is our dimension. One thing to keep in mind, this needs power too, and this has no weight to power, so it's only usable a few times. Keep that in mind. Every time you teleport to this, it will drain power. So very important. Okay, let's go back. Also, this uses power whenever you teleport. Okay, so that was fun. Let's make another random dimension. Let's get rid of this. As soon as you remove it, you see it will start draining power. There are ways around that, by the way. I will show you that later. Actually, let me show it now. Yeah, there's activity probe, which I need to fix the tooltip on. But yeah, so you see the dimension is now losing power. So let's go back to the dimension. This as such is not bad. And let's plot this down. Just simply put it there, nothing more. And as we now go back, it's no longer losing power. What the activity probe does, it detects if a player or if chunks are loaded in the dimension, and if there are no chunks loaded, it will stop draining power. So that's a useful thing. But now we want to make another dimension. So let's create this. And let's write another dimension. Okay, what happened? It switched name. I picked dimension 1, and this is important. So what did I do? I tried to make another dimension, but I didn't change anything. They used the same dimlets. There were no dimlets, so that's exactly the same. So that's not a way to make new unique dimensions, because this sequence, and empty dimlets is also a sequence, needs to be unique. For that purpose, there are dimlets that you can use, digidimlets, which are the only dimlets that you can find in GAI. Let's pick a few. They all represent a number. So this is 1, 3, 7. And if you then put this back and say, let's put 1 there. Now we get a new tab. Let's put this one here. And this one in the meantime stays there. Okay. So you see it uses a bit less power for some reason. That depends on various random properties. Yeah, it's random too. Let's dial this one and let's check it out. Okay, this looks more like a normal dimension, although pretty elevated. Yeah, this actually looks pretty standard. Let's, yeah, you have these dimlet huts again. By the way, if you are in creative, you can do a dump and it will give you some information. And you see, it's just a single biome, the growth biome. So it's a world with only one biome. It's actually really pretty boring, nothing special. Okay, let's try one more. I'm not interested in this one, so I'm just getting rid of it. Important to note. Okay, so let's do this first. I no longer have a dimension tab for random 2, but that doesn't mean that the dimension random 2 is gone. Yeah, so to delete the dimension, you need to do something else, and we will cover that later. But let's first create this one. Also need to keep power in mind here, but it's okay. Ooh, this uses a bit more power. By the way, you can also, you can do here, get some information. Oh, it's a water world. It has cities. Yeah, that's also, if Lost Cities is present, you can actually get, it integrates with that mod. So let's try it out. Okay, I get another type of dimlet hut, which actually isn't really needed. Ooh, this is... Okay, this is very funky. Oh, here you see a good example. These mobs are special. You need to... They give useful loot for dimension, for dimlet building. But they are somewhat hard to kill. You get this from these mobs. But that was a common one. Ooh, this is very, very funky. Okay, this is one of the more special dimensions that I have seen. So the base block of the dimension appears to be glass. Then you have these cities. And also these weird constructions. Alright, let's go back. Okay, so now let's try to make a bit more controlled dimension. So there's a dimlet workbench. Let's pop it down. And with this you can create dimlets. To see all the dimlets that are available, you can press the All button, but you can't make these yet because you don't know, you haven't discovered them yet. So let's, to discover dimlets, first you need to put this next to it. Let's delete them. And then you need a researcher. And the researcher needs power, so let's pick one of these. Okay. Yeah, so researching, I will cover that in a moment. Let's first assume, let's talk about dimension building and assume that you are creative. Then in creative you can shift click dimlets. Say we want to put mining dimension. So we want a flat dimension. It should be always daytime. And plains biome is good. Single biome controller. And I want regular stone as block to be sure. And yeah, that's about it, I think. Actually, no. Let's go fancy. Let's add spheres. And let's add a very powerful forge ore stack. Okay, let me do this. So first, yeah, this, we can add this. Oh, I of course, yeah, let's keep that one. Add another this. Oh, I have two now, that's okay. So time dimlet, it's eternal day. It's a flat terrain, but I want the terrain to be made out of stone. You see an error here. Blocks should come before either a terrain or a feature, so we need to swap this. Okay, this is wrong. Let me fix that. Alright, it's now fixed. It wasn't clearing the error. So this is correct. This is wrong. And so you need to specify the terrain is made out of stone. We also want plains biome and a single biome. And this is special. We want to make text, but we need to specify what the texts are. We want to have spheres made out of ores. This is a very expensive dimlet, by the way. It's legendary. Okay, so mining. Look at the cost per tick. This is very expensive, and that's because of that that dimlet. It takes a bit longer to build as well. And it will also use more power, so something to keep in mind. Okay, it's ready. This one. Let's check it out. Okay, so that's basically our mining dimension. Let's see if I can find any of these orbs, or if they're maybe they are actually underground, because this terrain is pretty high. Oh, not survival. Let's see if we can find any. These chunks aren't. Okay, that's some trouble generating chunks there. Hold on, let me try to find it. There's a village there, by the way, so you can have that too. Yeah, the spheres should be here, but for some reason I can't find them. I think they might actually generate underground and are hard to find that for that reason. So let's see. Let's try it out. Yeah, there's solid blocks, so we would need to find one that's adjacent to air. I think I found one. Yeah, I found one. Okay. Here you see an ore sphere. It's a very expensive dimlet because it's very OP. So actually a mining dimension with these kinds of things in it is amazing. By the way, do you see what's happening? Power is nearly gone and the dimension is darkening. If I was a survival, I would be dead by now. So because the dimension was using a lot of power and the dimension builder isn't chunk loaded. Yeah, so this is not good. Let me go back. And now as soon as I'm back, it will start receiving power again. And I need to charge up this one. Alright. So this, what I showed you here, mining, this is how you write dimensions. By the way, as I told you before, using exactly the same dimlets will result in the same dimension. So you can actually, this is important, if you happen to have this sequence of dimlets, again, you can make two tabs referring to the same dimension. So you can power them from different locations. So that's useful to know. Of course, I sheeted in my dimlets. What if you don't do that? Okay, so let's dial back to our first. No, that was not interesting. To this Or let's just go to the mining dimension. That's easy. Make sure it has sufficient power. Okay. And let's visit these houses, see what we get. Say you are in survival and want to create your own dimensions. Okay, this is a good example. We found uncommon lost knowledge and common lost knowledge. And of course, let's go down again. Yeah, there. Oh, there's another of these orbs. So you also would like to kill these, and preferably, yeah, that's a common too. Trying to find if there's a rare one. These are all common. Let me through. Yeah, there's lots of them. By the way, you can disable spawning of them in your own custom dimension if you're not interested. I'm trying to see if I can find any of the other tiers. By the way, these spheres, they will also have modded ores in them. So yeah, it's pretty OP. That's why it's such an expensive dimlet. Okay, hold on. Ah, finally I found one. This is a rare blob. They're lots harder to kill. Also, by the way, if you are in survival, you get a lot of bad effects for them, as you can see. Yay, stuff. Also, the dimension is losing power. Almost. Okay, and this one gives rare dimensional essence. So there is also an in-between. I need to go back. Yeah, I'm still slowed by the debuffs. Okay, so basically, what did we find? We found these. Let's research them. Just plop them in here, and it will start researching them. So also you can get these by killing Enderman, by the way. It's another way to get these. Okay, we got one. What is it? A common knowledge pattern. Common admin. Yeah. That's okay. These aren't actually craftable because they have nothing in there. It's a bit. Actually, you shouldn't be able to get this, but you can't really craft them anyway, so it's fine. Okay, so everything mineable with a pickaxe. Let's see what that gives. Yeah, that gives a lot of blocks. So if you want to, for example, prismarine dimlets, you need this. Also, how do you actually make this dimlet? So you see, this is just dimensional shards. Let's try to find one that is a bit rare. Also, yeah, goodbye. Well, yeah, these are all just basic blocks. They all have the same pattern as well. So how do you make such things? for example, say you want to a blackstone dimlet. To make a blackstone dimlet, you actually need blackstone and a lot of it. Let me show you. And then you need a block absorber, which you place on top of that. You see it's at 5%. You can automate this, by the way, with a block placer. So only when it's at full, when it's full, will the block absorber be ready. Okay, let me do this off camera. All right, it finished. It's at 100%. Let's go. Oh, let's go to survival. Get the pickaxe and okay, you see it's block absorber, blackstone, 100%. We also need dimensional shards. Let's put a stack in here. You can get these in everywhere, but in dimensions they are more common. So now we wanted blackstone. If you double click, you can actually see that it put these here, because before these were only an indication, and it put the block absorber here, but you also need these. And these are actually, where are they? All right, here they are. So this is the energy thing, energy module, and it's only one, so it's the lowest tier. So we just need that. And we also need a memory, also lowest tier. I think, I hope I have them. And the energy. Yeah, JAI is not behaving here. Okay. And we also need an empty dimlet for blocks. This one. These are all things that you can craft. Nothing special. Some of a bit more expensive. And if you now double click on blackstone, they all get there, and now you can create dimlet. What am I missing? Hold on. All right, so the bug is fixed. So if everything is okay, blackstone, you can create a dimlet. It will use everything, and you get the blackstone dimlet. Let's go back to the researcher. What did we find here? Yeah, that's a duplicate. Duplicates are not bad because if you get several, you can combine them. Okay, so this time we got biomes. So if we put that one in, we should get, yeah, ocean biomes. Here they are. Okay, let's try to research these uncommon ones and see if we get anything nice. By the way, so you have the block absorber, which we used, but you have also fluid absorbers and biome absorbers. Oh, I forgot that I'm, for some reason, I will switch to survival. Go away. Alright, so uncommon time. Let's see what this is. it's a dimlet to create time. You see it's uncommon, so you need some of these. So the more rare something is, mineable hoe. Let's check it out. Is that common? I'm not sure. Actually, if you really want to see what's new, you can remove the others. Oh, that's just only Shroom Knight. Let's so there's also rare lost knowledge. Let's sheet one of those in and research just to see what you give. So these lost knowledge, you can find them in dimensions, but also you can get them as loot from Enderman. So that's another source. Also, Enderman can also drop dimlets, but that's rare. You have to be very lucky for that. Rare time, that will be a very useful one. I know which one this is. Yeah, the day and night, so you can say the eternal day. But you see, it's rare, so you need these guys, the rare dimensional essence, and I don't have enough. So you see, you get these patterns that you require to craft these. By the way, these patterns are unique per world. If you have another world, they will be different. The researcher can also research other things. Let's say you find a dimlet, like this one. You can also research it. Say you don't need desert pyramids, but you want to see, you want to have the others that belong to its same category. Then you can research that dimlet, and you get uncommon structure and city. Let's see what that. Yeah. So you get the ability to craft these other structures then. And for structures, you need the structure absorber, this one. Let's try it out. If you place it down somewhere, it will not do anything because there's no structure here. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can find a structure somewhere quickly. It's the kind of biome where you would expect a village or something, or maybe desert pyramid. There's the village. So if you want a dimension full of that structure too, broken the portal. If you want a dimension full of villages, oh, it picked up. It picks a random structure that's here. Apparently, there's also a mineshaft down there. So let's place one here. Also mineshaft, yeah. Yeah, this one is village, okay. It's random, it picks a random one. It takes a while and it will absorb it, and then you can use this to create a dimlet. Alright. Also, important, if you, for example, want, say, you want to make a dimension out of diamond blocks. Okay. But you miss the knowledge to actually do that. Then you can also, let me do this. Hold on. All right, let's pick that up. So we now have an absorber for block of diamond. You can also research that, and that will also give you the knowledge required to craft block of diamond. Of course, then you need another block absorber to actually make the dimlet, so that's a pretty expensive way if you have to do it this way. So that's rare block. Let's check it out. Yeah, and you see these are more expensive patterns. Yeah. By the way, not all the dimlets. Let's put all of these in. So not all dimlets. So these are require these absorbers. Blocks will also, but for example, these, you see, they require another item. So there for the time dimlets, for example, you use a normal item like redstone and so on. Also for structures is the absorber, and yeah, like that. Yeah, these don't have a recipe. Okay. Okay, so we are going to do an experiment. Let's put everything away that I have. And we are going to charge up the phased field generator. This is a special thing. This is the mining dimension. Is this set to mining still? Yeah. So we are going to go to the mining dimension and we're going to let it run out of power. Yeah. Make sure this is fully charged. This is a way to protect yourself from dying. I'm also going to bring this with me. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, yeah, and let's put this one in here. Okay, so yeah, power is quickly going down. I'm going to put myself in survival in a moment. So in the meantime, I'm checking what here. Okay, that's a tech dimlet for glass types. And an uncommon lost knowledge, pretty good. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Okay, so we switch to survival. I'm going to sheet in a few healing potions too. And maybe the power is going down quickly. Or something to eat. Okay, so basically this one will keep us alive as long as it's not on the hotbar. As soon as power goes below 10%, that's almost there, we should be starting to see bad effects. Let's see what's in the village while we wait. Is it night? Let's set the time to day then. Alright, so what are we? Okay. Alright, so we are below 10%. we are getting the effects now. Power isn't starting yet because we're still not really dying. But it's getting darker already. Yeah, it's almost empty now. Okay, we're poisoned. Still, now, yeah, this is now protecting us. Because if I would drop this away, we die immediately. So even though we're poisoned, we can at least do something in that dimension. So yeah, it's not ideal, but it's a way to protect yourself in case a dimension goes out of power. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to find my stuff back, and I forgot. Let's go back. Anyway, I think I covered the most important things of this mod. So these are the important blocks. I also explained the activity probe, the researcher. Yeah, so let me know how you like it, if you find any bugs, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.